Playing from laptop N5V06B9R.
Toleration by John Locke, 1689. Honoured Sir, since you are pleased to inquire, what are my thoughts about the mutual toleration of Christians in their different professions of religion, I must needs answer you freely that I esteem that toleration to be the chief characteristic mark of the true church. For whatsoever some people boast of the antiquity of places and names, or of the pomp of their outward
Hello
worship,
everybody,
others of the
hope you
reformation of their
well
discipline,
today.
all of the
We're gonna
orthodoxy
do
of their
some
faith,
exercises, try to be
These
healthy.
things and all others of this nature are much like the marks of men striving for power.
I'm a
and
weakling
empire
though,
over
so
the
this
church
10-minute
of Christ.
exercise is gonna take me a
Let anyone
while.
have never so true a claim to all these things. Yet if he be destitute of charity,
I'm listening
meekness,
to a
and
letter
goodwill in
concerning
general towards all
toleration by
mankind,
John Locke,
even to those that are
founder
not
of
Christians, he is certainly
liberalism,
yet short of being a true
grandfather
Christian himself.
of the U.S.
The kings of the
Declaration of
Gentiles
Independence
exercise
and the
leadership over them,
system of our
and are
governance,
slaves of his disciples.
formulated
But he shall
in
not be
two
so.
treaties of civil
The
government.
business of true religion is quite another thing. It is not instituted in order to the erecting of an external pomp, nor to the obtaining of ecclesiastical dominion, nor to the exercising of compulsive force, but to the regulating of men's lives according to the rules of virtue and piety. Whosoever will list himself under the banner of Christ must, in the first place and above all things, make war upon his own lusts and vices. It is in vain for any man to usurp the name of Christian without holiness of life, purity of manners, benignity and meekness of spirit. Let everyone that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity. Thou, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren, said our Lord to Peter. It would indeed be very hard for one that appears careless about his own salvation to persuade me that he were extremely concerned for mine. For it is impossible that those should sincerely and heartily apply themselves to make other people Christians who have not really embraced the Christian religion in their own hearts. If the gospel and the apostles may be credited, no man can be a Christian without charity.
I have a hard time
and without
coordinating
that
my
faith
body.
which works, not by force, but by love. Now I appeal to the consciences of those that persecute, torment, destroy, and kill other men upon pretence of religion, whether they do it out of friendship and kindness towards them or no. And I shall then indeed, and not until then, believe they do so. When I shall see those fiery zealots correcting in the same manner their friends and familiar acquaintance for the manifest sins they commit against the precepts of the gospel. When I shall see them persecute with fire and sword the members of their own communion that are tainted with enormous vices, and without amendment are in danger of eternal perdition. And when I shall see them thus express their love and desire of the salvation of their souls by the infliction of torments and exercise of all manner of cruelties. For if it be out of a principle of charity as they pretend, and love to men's souls that they deprive them of their estates, maim them with corporal punishments, starve and torment them in noisome prisons, and in the end even take away their lives. I say, if all this be done merely to make men Christians and procure their salvation, why then do they suffer whoredom, fraud, malice, and such like enormities, which, according to the apostle, manifestly relish of heathenish corruption, to predominate so much and abound amongst their flocks and people? These and such like things are certainly more contrary to the glory of God, to the purity of the church, and to the salvation of souls, than any conscientious dissent from ecclesiastical decisions, or separation from public worship, whilst accompanied with innocence of life. Why then does this burning zeal for God, for the church, and for the salvation of souls, and burning, I say literally, with fire and faggot, pass by those moral vices and wickednesses, without any chastisement, which are acknowledged by all men to be diametrically opposite to the profession of Christianity, and bend all its nerves either to the introducing of ceremonies, or to the establishment of opinions, which for the most part are about nice and intricate matters that exceed the capacity of ordinary understandings. Which of the parties contending about these things is in the right? Which of them is guilty of schism or heresy? Whether those that domineer, or those that suffer, will then at last be manifest when the causes of their separation comes to be judged. If he, certainly, that follows Christ, embraces his doctrine, and bears his yoke, though he forsake both father and mother, separate from the public assemblies and ceremonies of his country, or whomsoever or whatsoever else he relinquishes, will not
I'm actually doing better.
heretic.
My
Now,
stamina's
though the
actually building
divisions
up.
that are amongst sects should be allowed to be never so obstructive of the salvation of souls,
I'm sure that
Yet,
might be funny.
nevertheless, adultery,
But at least I'm
fornication,
trying and I'm doing better.
lasciviousness, idolatry, and such like things cannot
No
be
matter what we
joined to
do, we
the
suck
works
at
of
first.
God, concerning which the apostle has expressly declared that they who do them shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Whosoever therefore is sincerely solicitous about the kingdom of God, and thinks it his duty to endeavour the enlargement of it amongst men, ought to apply himself with no less care and industry to the rooting out of these immoralities than to the purification of spirits. If anyone do otherwise, and whilst he is cruel and implacable towards those that differ from him in opinion, he be indulgent to such iniquities and immoralities as are unbecoming the name of a Christian, let such a one talk never so much of the church, who plainly demonstrates by his actions that it is another kingdom he aims at, and not the advancement of the kingdom of God. That any man should think fit to cause another man, whose salvation he heartily desires, to expire in torments, and that even in an unconverted state would, I confess, seem very strange to me, and I think to any other also. But nobody surely will ever believe that such a carriage can proceed from charity, love, or goodwill. If anyone maintain that men ought to be compelled by fire and sword to profess certain doctrines, and conform to this or that exterior worship, without any regard had unto their morals, if anyone endeavour to convert those that are erroneous unto the faith, by forcing them to profess things that they do not believe, and allowing them to practice things that the gospel does not permit, it cannot be doubted, indeed, that such a one is desirous to have a numerous assembly joined in the same profession with himself, but that he principally intends by those means to compose a truly Christian church is altogether incredible. It is not therefore to be wondered at if those who do not really contend for the advancement of the true religion and of the Church of Christ make use of arms that do not belong to the Christian warfare. If, like the captain of our salvation, they sincerely desired the good of souls, they would tread in the steps and follow the perfect example of that Prince of Peace, who sent out his soldiers to the subduing of nations, and gathering them into his church, not armed with the sword or other instruments of force, but prepared with the gospel of peace, and with the exemplary holiness of their conversation. This was his method, though if infidels were to be converted by force, if those that are either blind or obstinate were to be drawn off from their errors by armed soldiers, we know very well that it was much more easy for him to do it with armies of heavenly legions than for any son of the church, how potent soever, with all his dragoons. The toleration of those that differ from others in matters of religion is so agreeable to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and to the genuine reason of mankind, that it seems monstrous for men to be so blind as not to perceive the necessity and advantage of it in so clear a light. I will not here tax the pride and ambition of some, the passion and uncharitable zeal of others. These are faults from which human affairs can perhaps scarce ever be perfectly freed, but yet such as nobody will bear the plain imputation of without covering them with some specious colour, and so pretend to commendation whilst they are carried away by their own irregular passions. But however, that some may not colour their spirit of persecution and unchristian cruelty with a pretence of care of the public weal and observation of the laws, and that others under pretence of religion may not seek impunity for their
My legs are weak.
and licentiousness. In a word, that none may impose either upon himself or others
Need to do me some
by the pretences of loyalty and obedience to the prince,
squats today
or
too.
of tenderness and sincerity in the worship of God. I esteem it above all things necessary to distinguish exactly the business of civil government from that of religion, and to settle the just bounds that lie between the one and the other. If this be not done, there can be no end put to the controversies that will be.
Hello, you all. Hope you are having a good and healthy day. I'm having a good day, hurting myself.
The interest of men's souls,
Sis.
and on the other side, a care of the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth seems to me to be a society of men constituted only for the procuring, preserving, and advancing their own civil interests. Civil interests I call life, liberty, health, and indolency of body, and the possession of outward things, such as money, lands, houses, furniture, and the like. It is the duty of the civil magistrate, by the impartial execution of equal laws, to secure unto all the people in general, and to every one of his subjects in particular, the just possession of these things belonging to this life. If anyone presume to violate the laws of public justice and equity, established for the preservation of those things, his presumption is to be checked by the fear of punishment, consisting of the deprivation or diminution of those civil interests or goods, which otherwise he might and ought to enjoy. But
Yeah,
seeing
this one
no
was
man
fast.
does willingly suffer himself to be punished by the deprivation of any part of his goods, and much less of his liberty or life, therefore, is the magistrate armed with the force and strength of all his subjects, in order to the punishment of those that violate any other man's rights. Now that the whole jurisdiction of the magistrate reaches only to these civil concerns, and that all civil power, right, and dominion is bounded and confined to the only care of promoting these things, and that it neither can nor ought in any manner to be extended to the salvation of souls, these following considerations seem unto me abundantly to demonstrate. First, because the care of souls is not committed to the civil magistrate, any more than to other men. It is not committed unto him, I say, by God, because it appears not that God has ever given any such authority to one man over another as to compel anyone to his religion. Nor can any such power be vested in the magistrate by the consent of the people, because no man can so far abandon the care of his own salvation as blindly to leave to the choice of any other, whether prince or subject, to prescribe to him what faith or worship he shall embrace. For no man can, if he would, conform his faith to the dictates of another. All the life and power of true religion consist in the inward and full persuasion of the mind, and faith is not faith without believing. Whatever profession we make, to whatever outward worship we conform, if we are not fully satisfied in our own mind that the one is true and the other well-pleasing unto God, such profession and such practice, far from being any furtherance, are indeed great obstacles to our salvation. For in this manner, instead of expiating other sins by the exercise of religion, I say, in offering thus unto God Almighty such a worship as we esteem to be displeasing unto him, we add unto the number of our other sins those also of hypocrisy and contempt of his divine majesty. In the second place, the care of souls cannot belong to the civil magistrate, because his power consists only in outward force. But true and saving religion consists in the inward.
That's about enough to make my fart sounds on the mat, with my back sliding up against it.
It cannot be compelled to the belief of anything by outward force. Confiscation of estate, imprisonment, torments, nothing of that nature can have any such efficacy as to make men change the inward judgment that they have framed of things. It may indeed
I just got 2 more minutes to go,
may make use of arguments,
and then we do
and thereby
squats,
draw the heterodox into the way of truth and procure their salvation.
and then I'm gonna take a shower and slip back
This
into
is
my
common to
chastity
him with
cage.
other men. In
Last
teaching, instructing,
run was
and
about
addressing the erroneous by reason,
50-ish,
he may
54
certainly
days
do
or
what
so.
becomes any good man to do.
So,
Magistracy does
who
not
knows
oblige
how
him
long
to
this
put up
time.
either humanity or Christianity. But it is one thing to persuade, another to command. One thing to press with
Alright,
arguments,
finish
another
this.
with penalties.
Lord,
This civil power alone has a right to do. To the other, goodwill is authority enough. Every man has commission to admonish, exhort, convince another of error, and by reasoning to draw him into truth.
It's
But
hard
to
for me
give
to
laws,
coordinate. I'm not
receive
going to do that.
obedience,
I'm
and
going to do this
compel
again.
with the sword belongs to none but the magistrate. And upon this ground I affirm that the magistrate's power extends not to the establishing of any articles of faith or forms of worship by the force of his laws. For laws are of no force at all without penalties, and penalties in this case are absolutely impertinent, because they are not proper to convince the mind. Neither the profession of any articles of faith, nor the conformity to any outward form of worship, as has been already said, can be available to the salvation of souls, unless the truth of the one and the acceptableness of the other unto God be thoroughly believed by those that so profess and practice. But penalties are no way capable to produce such belief. It is only light and evidence that can work a change in men's opinions, which light can in no manner proceed from corporal sufferings or any other outward penalties. In the third place, the care of the salvation of men's souls cannot belong to the magistrate, because though the rigour of laws and the force of penalties were capable to convince and change men's minds, yet would not that help at all to the salvation of their souls. For there being but one truth, one way to heaven, what hope is there that more men would be led into it if they had no rules of the religion of the court?
Oh my God, I thought that was it.
The necessity to
Oh my
Christian
God.
of their own reason, to
Oh,
oppose the dictates of their own
oh my,
conscience,
oh my.
and blindly to resign themselves up to the will of their governors, and to the religion which either ignorance,
Alright,
ambition,
now
or
plank.
superstition
Here's one plank.
establish in the countries
We gotta
where they were born,
Get up on your hands and then down on your elbows and back up on your hands.
wherein the princes of the world are as
boy, I
much
got a
divided
heater on
as
in
in
here.
their
Turn it
secular
off.
interests. the narrow way would be much straitened. One country alone.
Oh, my legs are already so
all
weak
the rest
up
of
in
the
here.
world put under an obligation of following their princes in ways that lead to destruction.
Oh, golly.
And that which heightens the absurdity and very ill suits the notion of a deity. Men would owe their eternal happiness or misery to the places of their nativity. These considerations, to omit many others that might have been urged to the same purpose, seem unto me sufficient to conclude that all the power of civil government relates only to men's civil interests, is confined to the care of the things of this world, and hath nothing to do with the world to come. Let us now consider what a church is. A church, then, I take to be a voluntary society of men, joining themselves together of their own accord in order to the public worshipping of God in such manner as they judge acceptable to him, and effectual to the salvation of their souls. I say it is a free and voluntary society. Nobody is born a member of any church. Otherwise, the religion of parents would descend unto children with the same right of inheritance as their temporal estates, and everyone would hold his faith by the same.
This is down in my basement area.
Than which nothing can be imagined more absurd.
It gets hard to walk up the stairs sometimes after I do this stuff.
No man by nature is bound unto any particular church or sect, but everyone joins himself voluntarily to that society in which he believes he has found that profession and worship which is truly acceptable to God.
Oh, boy.
The hope of salvation, as it was the only cause of his entrance into that communion, so it can be the only reason of his stay there. For if afterwards he discover anything either erroneous in the doctrine or incongruous in the worship of that society to which he has joined himself, why should it not be as free for him to go out as it was to enter? No member of a religious society can be tied with any other bonds but what proceed from the certain expectation of eternal life. A church, then, is a society of members voluntarily uniting to that end. It follows now that we consider what is the power of this church and unto what laws it is subject. Forasmuch as no society, how free soever, or upon whatsoever slight occasion instituted, whether of philosophers for learning, of merchants for commerce, or of men of leisure for mutual conversation and discourse, no church or company, I say, can in the least subsist and hold together, but will presently dissolve and break in pieces, unless it be regulated by some laws. And the members all consent to observe some order.
Oh, there we go.
Place and time of meeting must be agreed on. Rules for admitting and excluding members must be established. Distinction of officers and putting things into a regular course and such like cannot be omitted. But since the joining together of several members into this church society, as has already been demonstrated, is absolutely free and spontaneous, it necessarily follows that the right of making its laws can belong to none but the society itself, or at least, which is the same thing, to those whom the
see if I can
society
do
by
this
common
without killing
consent
me.
authorized thereunto. Some perhaps may object that no such society can be said to be a true church unless it have in it a bishop or presbyter, with ruling authority derived from the very apostles, and continued down to the present times by an uninterrupted succession. To these I answer, in the first place, let them show me the edict by which Christ has imposed that law upon his church. And let not any man think me impertinent, if in a thing of this consequence I require that the terms of that edict be very express and positive. For the promise he has made us that, wheresoever 2 or 3 are gathered together in his name, he will be in the midst of them, seems to imply the contrary. Whether such an assembly want anything necessary to a true church, pray do you consider. Certain I am that nothing can be there wanting unto the salvation of souls, which is sufficient to our purpose. Next, pray observe how great have always been the divisions amongst even those who lay so much stress upon the divine institution, and continued succession of a certain order of rulers in the church. Now their very dissension unavoidably puts us upon a necessity of deliberating, and, consequently, allows a liberty of choosing that which upon consideration we prefer. And in the last place, I consent that these men have a ruler in their church, established by such a long series of succession as they judge necessary, provided I may have liberty at the same time to join myself to that society in which I am persuaded those things are to be found which are necessary to the salvation of my soul. In this manner, ecclesiastical liberty will be preserved on all sides, and no man will have a legislator imposed upon him but whom himself has chosen. But since men are so solicitous about the true church, I would only ask them here, by the way, if it be not more agreeable to the Church of Christ to make the conditions of her communion consist in such things, and such things only as the Holy Spirit has in the Holy Scriptures declared in express words to be necessary to salvation. I ask, I say, whether this be not more agreeable to the Church of Christ than for men to impose their own inventions and interpretations upon others as if they were of divine authority, and to establish by ecclesiastical laws as absolutely necessary to the profession of Christianity such things as the Holy Scriptures do either not mention, or at least not expressly command. Whosoever requires those things in order to ecclesiastical communion, which Christ does not require in order to life eternal, he may perhaps indeed constitute a society of
I'll get better at him.
Now
My form's probably bad.
Advantage. But how that can be called the Church of Christ, which is established upon laws that are not his, and which excludes such persons from its communion as he will one day receive into the kingdom of heaven, I understand not. But this being not a proper place to inquire into the marks of the true Church, I will only mind those that contend so earnestly for the decrees of their own society, and that cry out continually, "The Church! The Church!" with as much noise and perhaps upon the same principle as the Ephesian silversmiths did for their Diana. This I say I desire to mind them of, that the gospel frequently declares that the true disciples of Christ must suffer persecution, but that the Church of Christ should persecute others, and force others by fire and sword to embrace her faith and doctrine, I could never yet find in any of the books of the New Testament. The end of a religious society, as has already been said, is the public worship of God, and by means thereof the acquisition of eternal life. All discipline ought therefore to tend to that end, and all ecclesiastical laws to be thereunto confined. Nothing ought, nor can be transacted in this society relating to the possession of civil and worldly goods. No force is here to be made use of upon any occasion whatsoever. The force belongs wholly to the civil magistrate, and the possession of all outward goods is subject to his jurisdiction.
Breathe in, breathe
But it may
out.
be asked by what means
Breathe
then
in,
shall ecclesiastical
breathe
laws be
out.
established, if they must be thus destitute of all compulsive power. I answer, they must be established by means suitable to the nature of such things, whereof the external profession and observation, if not proceeding from a thorough conviction and approbation of the mind, is altogether useless and unprofitable. The arms by which the members of this society are to be kept within their duty are exhortations, admonitions, and advices. If by these means the offenders will not be reclaimed and the erroneous convinced, there remains nothing further to be done but that such stubborn and obstinate persons, who give no ground to hope for their reformation, should be cast out and separated from the society. This is the last and utmost force of ecclesiastical authority. No other punishment can thereby be inflicted than that, the relation ceasing between the body and the member which is cut off. The person so condemned ceases to be a part of that church. These things being thus determined, let us inquire, in the next place, how far the duty of toleration extends and what is required from everyone by it. And first, I hold that no church is bound by the duty of toleration to retain any such person in her bosom as, after admonition, continues obstinately to offend against the laws of the society. For these being the condition of communion and the bond of the society, if the breach of them were permitted without any common aversion, the society would immediately be thereby resolved. But nevertheless, in all such cases, care is to be taken that the sentence of excommunication and the execution thereof carry with it no rough usage of word or action, whereby the ejected person may anywise be damnified in body or estate. For all force, as has often been said,
I died doing this next one's got spinning around.
nor ought any private persons at any time to use force unless it be in
Polyneuropathy.
self-defense against unjust violence.
Rods me of
Excommunication neither does
some
nor
ability
can
to balance.
deprive the
Probably already
excommunicated
noticed.
person of any of those civil
Yeah.
goods that he formerly
so
possessed.
jumping up and spinning around.
All those things belong to
That's
the
just
civil
a way to break my
government and are
brain.
under the magistrate's protection. The whole force of
So let's do some more.
excommunication consists only in this, that the resolution of the society in that respect being declared, the union that is between the body and some member comes thereby to be dissolved, and that relation ceasing, the participation of some certain things which the society
I feel like I want to
communicated
keep my
to its
back
members,
straight, but it looks like she's
unto
bending
which no
in
man has any civil
like
right,
this.
comes also to cease. For there is no civil injury done unto the excommunicated person by the church ministers refusing him that bread and wine in the celebration of the Lord's Supper, which was not bought with his but other men's money. Secondly, no private person has any right in any manner to prejudice another person in his civil enjoyments because he is of another church or religion. All the rights
guess
and
I'm done.
franchises that belong to him as a man or as a denizen are inviolably to be preserved to him. These are not the
That was supposed to be 100 squats.
No violence nor injury is to be offered him, whether he be Christian or pagan. Nay, we
I
must not
love you
content
all.
ourselves with the narrow measures of
Smoochies.
charity, bounty, and liberality must be added to it. This the gospel enjoins, this reason directs, and this that natural fellowship we are born into requires of us. If any man err from the right way, it is his own misfortune, no injury to thee. Nor therefore art thou to punish him in the things of this life, because thou supposest he will be miserable